of the Houston Texans wasting Deshaun Watson, I now want to talk about Matthew Stafford because I've been saying for the past year and a half that Matthew Stafford is arguably the most underrated quarterback in all of football. Now, I do believe that Ryan Tannehill definitely deserves some consideration for that title. I will talk about and discuss Ryan Tannehill later on in the show. But Matthew Stafford, when you watch him play, it's very clear that he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He's got one of the 5 best arms in the entire NFL. Is Matthew Stafford an elite quarterback? No, absolutely not. He's not an elite quarterback. There's only 3 elite guys right now. You know, you got Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson. That's about it. Maybe Deshaun Watson. He's close, but that's about it. There's only about 3, maybe 4 elite guys out there, you know. If you give Matthew Stafford protection, if you give him a very good running game, he can win you a lot of football games. Folks, we've seen Nick Foles and Jimmy Garoppolo get to Super Bowls playing on stacked rosters. Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback than both, and it's not even close. Not even close. If you think that Matthew Stafford is not a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Foles, I cannot help you. Nick Foles, the same guy that cannot beat out Mitchell Trubisky right now. Okay? I'm just saying, people, Matthew Stafford's a very good tier 2 quarterback. And Matthew Stafford is a quarterback that has proven that he can elevate in high leverage moments. He's a guy that's played through injuries in the past. He's tough as nails. And I think the Detroit Lions are wasting away Matthew Stafford's talent. Here's some facts about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is 7th all time in 4th quarter comebacks. Matthew Stafford is tied for 8th all time in game-winning drives. Not eighth in the NFL right now, not 8th all-time in the last 5 years. I'm talking 8th all-time out of all starting quarterbacks, okay? He's got the 8th most game-winning drives of all time. He's tied for 8th place right now. Did you know that Matthew Stafford has more career touchdown passes than Joe Montana? Joe Montana. Now, I'm not saying for 1 second that Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback than Joe Montana, but folks, Matthew Stafford's really, really good, and he's being wasted by a bad, poorly run organization. It always seems like the Detroit Lions can't get the right head coach. The defense has stunk for years. They've always given Stafford below average offensive lines, and they draft players like Calvin Johnson, but Calvin Johnson decides to retire early because he can't stand the Lions organization, and he has no motivation to play for that franchise anymore. It's a shame, folks, and I'll never forget when Kerryon Johnson back in September of 2018 became the first Detroit Lions running back to rush for 100 yards in nearly 5 years. He broke a streak that had gone on of the Lions not having a 100-yard rusher since November of 2013. So the Lions, as a franchise, from November of 2013 to September of 2018, had not given Matthew Stafford a running back that rushed for over 100 yards. Folks, you see Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara rushing for over 100 yards weekly, and the Detroit Lions consistently have not given Matthew Stafford a run game. The guy has been screwed his entire career. And when Matthew Stafford was coming out of the University of Georgia, a lot of NFL scouts felt that he was one of the best NFL prospects at the quarterback position of all time. That was what was being discussed about Matthew Stafford at the time. Matthew Stafford had such a strong arm back in high school. NFL scouts were saying, yeah, that guy has a polished, refined NFL arm, and he's not even in college yet. That was what they were saying about Matthew Stafford's arm back when he was in high school, okay? And it's just such a shame to see Matthew Stafford's career, be wasted by the Detroit Lions up to this point. They've not given him great rosters. They've fired head coaches like Jim Caldwell that shouldn't have been fired. And I just hope for Matthew Stafford's career that the Detroit Lions can actually find a legitimate head coach to come in and change the culture in Detroit. Or for the heck of it, I just wish Matthew Stafford was on a good football team. I really, truly hope the Detroit Lions trade away Matthew Stafford to the 49ers, to the Patriots, maybe to Washington if they're not sold on Dwayne Haskins or Alex Smith. The Indianapolis Colts could be a team to look for to be on the lookout for Matthew Stafford, as Phillip Rivers is getting older by the day. You could talk about maybe a team like the New Orleans Saints, because Drew Brees, he's probably going to retire after this season. Maybe Tom Brady retires after this season. Tampa Bay could be in the market for a quarterback. There's a lot of quarterback-needy teams out there that could use a Matthew Stafford. And I guarantee you, if Matthew Stafford goes to a team like the 49ers or the Patriots or the Colts or the Buccaneers or the Saints, they will be in the Super Bowl conversation. Matthew Stafford is more than capable of winning games with those teams, and I just feel bad for Matthew Stafford because his career, for the most part, has been wasted with the Detroit Lions. I believe Matthew Stafford has Hall of Fame level talent, and unfortunately, it's been wasted by the Detroit Lions organization. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.